Good afternoon. On behalf of Sheriff Gene Conway and the proud members of the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office, I'd like to welcome all of you and thank you for tuning in today for our annual award ceremony, which will take place over a 2-day span due to CDC guidelines and restrictions. My name is Deputy Kate Loveland. As one of the spokespeople for the Sheriff's Office, it is my pleasure to guide you through today's ceremony, highlighting some amazing and outstanding acts, accomplishments, and contributions of your neighbors, first responders, and loved ones. We are very excited to share these stories with you, but before we begin, I would like to introduce the command staff that will be assisting with today's ceremony. Sheriff Gene Conway, Under Sheriff Jason Casalia, Civil Department Chief Susan Damari, Correction Department Chief Bill Bliley, Custody Department Chief Esteban Gonzalez, and Police Department Chief Joe Cicerelli, and our Chief of Staff Services, Kate Trask. Without further ado, I would ask that Chaplain Mike Grinalds please come forward to deliver the invocation.
Would you join me in meditation and prayer, whatever is comfortable for you? We gather to recognize and honor those in the law enforcement community and their friends. We also celebrate the willingness of our community to keep itself safe with this kind of volunteer and professional activity. This is a time of hope and anticipation and an opportunity to continue to serve and protect. In this moment, I ask you to have optimism and faith in all that you do. Mighty One, anoint this assembly as we acknowledge the work and the services of those before us. We call out for courage to remain true to duty and honor. We seek the guidance and protection of all who take on the gallant responsibilities of protecting our neighborhoods. We seek these things for the omnipotent power which is present in our lives. Amen.
I would ask Under Sheriff Casalia to please come forward and present the next awards.
Good afternoon. We start today's ceremony with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Citizen Recognition Award. This award is designated to recognize citizens who give their time, knowledge, and expertise to assist the office during an exceptional incident or situation under exceptional circumstances. The past and continued support of our community is absolutely vital to the success of the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office. Bearing that in mind, we would now like to invite Ms. Elizabeth Kirkby to join the Sheriff. On the morning of June 23, 2020, while traveling on the Hiawatha Boulevard Bridge over I-81, you observed a male climbing the chain link fence on the bridge in an apparent attempt to jump. You immediately called 911 to report the incident and then stopped your vehicle to help. As you approached the male, who was now straddling the fence, you quickly grabbed onto his foot and held him to prevent him from going over and falling onto traffic below. As you spoke with the male, you could tell that he was very upset and needed help. You continued to talk to the male and hold his foot until first responders arrived to handle the situation. The male was eventually brought to safety and transported to an area hospital for treatment. Your quick actions and willingness to get involved prevented a potentially tragic event. We thank you for your assistance. It is a pleasure to present you with the Sheriff's Office Citizen Recognition Award. Our next Citizen Recognition Award goes to a very important woman who is dedicated to providing critical health care to the members of our community. We welcome Ms. Christine Whitmore. On November 7, 2020, while traveling on Oswego Road in the town of Clay, you observed a deputy on the side of the road rendering first aid to an injured bicyclist. You immediately stopped your vehicle, identified yourself as a nurse, and offered assistance. After assessing the injury, it was quickly determined that the bicyclist had sustained a compound fracture to his upper arm with major arterial bleeding. In an attempt to control the bleeding, the two of you applied a tourniquet to the victim's arm. This life-saving device was able to limit the blood loss until advanced emergency medical services arrived. It was later determined that the bicyclist struck a large rock on the shoulder of the road, which caused him to fall to the pavement. Your quick actions and willingness to get involved undoubtedly saved this man's life. It is a pleasure to present you with the Sheriff's Office Citizen Recognition Award. Our next Citizen Recognition Award goes to a very caring and attentive individual, Ms. Hannah Costello. On December 18, 2020, during the late night hours, you were driving on Lawton Road in the town of Clay when you spotted a young child walking alone in the road. You immediately recognized the danger of the situation as it was dark outside, approximately 8 degrees Fahrenheit, and the child was wearing all black while walking with his back towards traffic. You quickly stopped your vehicle and got out to speak with the child. You learned of his name and that he was attempting to walk to his grandmother's house, but did not know the address. The child indicated that he was hungry, but he continued to walk. You then called 911 to report the incident, while at the same time you followed behind the young child in your vehicle with your hazard lights activated to protect him from traffic and to keep an eye on him until patrol units arrived. I commend and applaud you for your instinctive actions that clearly kept this incident from possibly becoming a tragic one. It is a pleasure to present you with the Sheriff's Office Citizen Recognition Award. Our next Citizen Recognition Award goes to a young woman who recently performed an incredible act that saved the life of an infant. We're pleased to have Miss Maddie Alcock. On the evening of March 20th, 2021, while babysitting 2 children for a family friend, you were faced with an emergency when one of the children, a 6-month-old infant, stopped breathing and began turning blue. You quickly sprang into action and began administering CPR on the infant while also calling 911. Within a few minutes of performing CPR, the infant began breathing on his own. The infant was transported to upstate Golisano Children's Hospital, where he was later diagnosed with a medical condition. I commend and applaud you for your instinctive actions that clearly saved this infant's life. It is a pleasure to present you with the Sheriff's Office Citizen Recognition Award.
Great job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Our next Citizen Recognition Award goes to a fellow crime fighter who goes above and beyond when it comes to crime prevention and neighborhood safety, Mr. Russell Mitchell. In 1985, you began devoting your time to the Neighborhood Watch of Central New York as a volunteer representative, helping neighborhoods keep crime out of their community and the quality of life high. Within a short period of time, you were appointed to the position of program coordinator, taking on administrative duties and responsibilities. Nearly 37 years later, you continue to serve as the leader of one of the oldest and most well-known crime prevention programs in history. Having the natural ability to connect with people, along with the utilization of unique recruitment methods, you have formed numerous watch groups throughout Onondaga County over the past 3 decades. In addition to that, you've conducted countless training sessions and presentations to various groups, providing them with the basic skills to take a proactive approach to fighting crime, by becoming the extra set of eyes and ears for law enforcement. Your abilities and contributions are an important key to the success of this program. Thank you for your continued devotion to the Sheriff's Office and to the Neighborhood Watch of Central New York. We are proud to present you with the Sheriff's Office Citizen Recognition Award.
I would ask that Chief Bill Bliley please come forward to read the next award.
Our final Citizen Recognition Award goes to a very dedicated employee of the Sheriff's Office. We welcome Mrs. Renee Hawker to join Sheriff Conway. Mrs. Hawker, you have proven to be an invaluable member of the Correction Department by consistently going above and beyond. During times of transition within the Correction Department, you proved to be an essential member, ensuring that the transitions were made smoothly. This has been accomplished by taking on more duties and offering your expertise to help others while they become accustomed to their new job duties. Both the uniformed and civilian employees compliment you on your knowledge, experience, and willingness to help other people. In addition to your own duties, for the last year, you have managed payroll and continue to help keep command staff aware of those on leave during the COVID-19 pandemic. Your willingness to take on work with little or no advance knowledge or notice or direction, regardless of how intricate the task may be, shows your dedication and how valuable you are and vital to the Correction Department. It's a pleasure to present you with Sheriff Office Citizen Recognition Award.
I would now ask Sheriff Conway to please come forward to present the next awards.
Our next award is the Sheriff's Office Special Recognition Award. It's designated to recognize individuals who are committed to serving our community and who repeatedly and unselfishly give their time for the betterment of the Sheriff's Office. Chief Forensic Investigator Brian Urett. It gives great pleasure to present you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Special Recognition Award for your commitment and dedication to the people of Onondaga County. Nearly 3 decades ago, you began your career as a forensic investigator responsible for conducting death scene investigations. And since then, you have investigated countless number of deaths, testified in high-profile court proceedings, and now serve as the Chief Forensic Investigator, which oversees Forensic Investigative Division within the Onondaga County Medical Examiner's Office. Having played a significant role in modern-day forensic science and being a steadfast advocate for the need for standardized death scene procedures, you have lectured on local, state, national, and international levels regarding the importance of legally defensible medical legal death scene investigations, as well as the importance of proper protocol and etiquette when working closely with grieving family members. Additionally, you have conducted numerous in-service training seminars to the members of this agency, to include specific training to our Evidence Technician Unit and Criminal Investigations Division. When one considers the average career cycle in one of these units, about 5 years, it becomes very fair to say that you have worked with, trained, and assisted more than 4 generations of detectives and evidence technicians. You have worked alongside members of the Sheriff's Office to investigate both natural and unnatural deaths. And these investigations have included some of the most horrific crimes and accidents, as well as the more frequent natural passing of loved ones. No matter the situation, you have always displayed the highest level of professionalism and provided the utmost sincere compassion for the families of victims. You continue to remain a valuable asset to the Sheriff's Office and the community in which you serve. And it is truly my pleasure to present you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Special Recognition Award. Could not be more deserving at this point. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Our next special recognition award goes to a familiar woman who can be seen on the television throughout the day providing up-to-date traffic alerts. We welcome Spectrum News reporter Miss Lacey Leonardi. Welcome, Lacey. In 2003, you moved to Central New York after accepting a job offer with Spectrum News, formerly known as News 10 Now, as their transportation specialist covering the region's critical transportation and commuter news, including breaking stories on travel and infrastructure. Since then, your enthusiastic on-air personality and passion for the job has attracted many viewers across the region, providing them with the most accurate traffic information, keeping them prepared and safe as they travel throughout the day. Over the years, you have made a conscious effort in keeping our community safe and have assisted the Sheriff's Office along with several other law enforcement agencies by disseminating information to the community about current emergency situations, hazardous conditions, traffic delays, and road closures. In addition to your commitment to traffic safety with Spectrum News, you have also found time to participate as a stakeholder of the Onondaga County Traffic Safety Advisory Board, attending countless meetings, presentations, and events, all in an effort to educate and increase highway safety in our community. We appreciate your longtime support and relationship with the law enforcement community. It is therefore my pleasure to present you with the Sheriff's Office Special Recognition Award. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good.
You're used to being
I
in
know,
front of
but
the
I'm not like this. Usually I'm alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next award category is the Department Commendation, which is presented to members, sworn or unsworn, who demonstrates outstanding actions and/or service at the department level, which are noteworthy. I would ask that Chief Damari please come forward to read these awards.
It gives me great pleasure to present the two of you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation for your actions taken throughout the year of 2020. Last year was a challenging year as a result of COVID-19. In March of 2020, life as we know it drastically changed, especially in the day-to-day operations of court proceedings. This became very evident when our custody transport unit could no longer transport the 70 to 100 inmates to and from court appearances as they did on an average day. As a result, the Information Technology Unit was immediately tasked with setting up equipment that would allow for virtual court appearances to occur. Achieving this task came with endless obstacles, beginning with obtaining the necessary equipment when most businesses were shut down. Utilizing your resources, the two of you quickly obtained the necessary computers, cameras, and internet devices needed to establish connections with the courts. As the entire world was basically working remotely, this placed a huge strain on the various broadband systems, creating additional operational issues. This required constant testing and troubleshooting between the Sheriff's Office and the several courts. which often occurred after work hours. Because of your dedication and commitment, the judicial system in Onondaga County was able to resume during this most difficult time. Your work ethic and your ability to see a need and immediately react reflects positively on you and the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office. It is a pleasure to present both of you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation.
Corbin, thank you each and every day.
Thank you.
So valuable to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congrats.
Thank you.
The next two department commendations will be read by Chief Gonzalez.
Come on, closer.
It gives great pleasure to present you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation for your actions taken on September 20th, 2020. On that afternoon, while off duty and traveling on Route 31 in the town of Cicero, you observed a Cicero police vehicle and police officer in the parking lot of the Family Dollar. The officer was with a subject who appeared to be making aggressive movements toward the officer. Recognizing this, you pulled your vehicle into the parking lot. As you exited your vehicle, you observed this sole police officer on the ground struggling to take the subject into custody. You approached the officer and identified yourself as an off-duty lieutenant with the sheriff's office. You assisted the officer and were able to place the combative subject into handcuffs. You remained on the scene until additional police officers arrived. It was later learned that the Cicero police officer was the only unit in service and that backup patrol units were coming from a distance. Due to your observation skills, you quickly recognized the officer's need for assistance, and without hesitation, you sprang into action, preventing injury to the officer and the escape of a resisting combative individual. We wish to commend you and applaud you for your instinctive actions. It is a pleasure to present you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation. Thank you. Would Deputy Brittany Woolschlager please come forward and join Sheriff Conway up here? It gives great pleasure to present you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation for your actions taken on February 11th, 2021. While assigned to booking on that afternoon, you performed a search and inventory of a female inmate brought in for processing by the Syracuse Police Department. You asked the female if she was in possession of any contraband, and she stated no. As you performed a further search of the female, you observed that the female was attempting to conceal an item in the front of her pants. Upon further inspection, you recovered a bag containing nearly 4.85 ounces of crack cocaine with a street value of approximately $10,000. The contraband was turned over to the Syracuse Police and additional charges were lodged. We commend and applaud you for your instinctive actions to perform thorough searches and preventing a dangerous amount of contraband from entering the facility. It is a pleasure and an honor to present you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation.
Our next department commendation will be read by Chief Cicerelli. All right, we're going to revamp just a little bit. Our final department commendation to be given out will be read by Chief Gonzalez. I'm sorry. Nope, find it.
Right here? This one, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Marshal Sherwood, for joining the sheriff for this award. It gives great pleasure to present the two, not the two of you, you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation for your actions taken on April 2nd, 2021. On that day, while Deputy Sherwood was working in Pod 2C, he observed an inmate in the shower area who was visibly upset. The inmate began yelling at Deputy Sherwood that he wanted to end his life. The inmate climbed over the railing on the upper tier and hung both legs over while sitting on the top rail. Deputy Sherwood remained below the inmate, keeping constant verbal contact with him. By doing so, this allowed for Deputy Johnson to position himself on the upper tier. As Deputy Johnson rounded the corner and became visible to the inmate was still sitting on the ledge and would not climb down. Deputy Johnson maintained communication with the inmate while closing the gap between him and the inmate. Once close enough to do so, Deputy Johnson quickly moved in and secured the inmate around the waist, pulling him off the upper rail and securing him in handcuffs. The inmate was then placed on a suicide watch. We commend and applaud both of you for your decisive actions, which played a significant role in preventing this inmate from being injured. It is a pleasure to present you with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office Department Commendation. Thank you.